Hey guys, how's it going? Before I begin, I will say that if you're a Marvel, Vertigo, Wildstorm, Valiant, Image, Dark Horse, or any other comic book company, like a fan of it, I will be doing similar videos like this in the future, which may either be a vlog or a video like this one, or probably a little bit more informative since this video is going to be more of a scratch and sniff. But anyways, let's continue on with this Convergence Issue 0 review. In this review, I won't be spoiling much, but there will be some minor spoilers. I still recommend that you guys should go out and read Issue 0. For those of you who didn't watch my pre-Issue 0 video, please feel free to check the link in the description below. Now for those of you guys who did, I'm just going to correct myself on something I actually got wrong, but not completely wrong. It was about issues going back to number 1. Not all comics are going to go back, but some of them are. The only thing is the ones that will go back to issue 1 are actually fresh comics based on the series of Convergence. Other titles like Batman, Superman, and others will continue but have the New 52 timeline like logo off their covers. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this information is a bit more accurate than last time based on comics beginning in June, which is after this whole Convergence scenario thing. Now back to Convergence Issue 0, which was amazing. After reading it, I believe it takes place after Superman and Brainiac go through a black hole, which actually takes them outside space and time. Similar to what I told you guys back in the previous video on how another variation of Brainiac has cities stuck inside this globe-like thing outside of space and time. Again, I have to repeat these words because that is the only way I can make this sense. Make this thing make sense. Whatever. It starts out with Brainiac and Superman having a long conversation about Superman and Brainiac's alternate selves and how it's gone back since the beginning of the new, not the New 52, but the beginning of the 2. Brainiac believes that this time he can finally gain the knowledge he needed about this particular Superman and this world in general. Again, I won't go into too much detail. This is a scratch and sniff because I encourage you guys to go and buy or read the comic online. After Brainiac ventures off, Superman frees himself and finds another variation of Brainiac. Now this one is the one that has been holding cities together, and he tells Superman that he has a metropolis, but not just one, multiple. He tells Superman that he's most certain that there is one metropolis in there that he will enjoy. Of course, Superman refuses to pick one and continues to question this version of Brainiac on where he is and how he can go back home. And where the other Brainiac went. Long story short, Brainiac sends Superman flying off towards, I believe, his own Earth while he stays and questions what his own purpose is, which was a little random in my opinion. Again, I won't spoil much about it, mainly because it's still fresh, and I keep saying you guys should seriously go out and buy this issue, since tomorrow begins the issue 1s of a few comics of Convergence, which I will throw out there randomly. Again, this isn't the entire list, but these are some of the number 1s, which I believe gets released on the 8th of April, depending on when you're watching the video. Convergence issue 1 finally comes out. Convergence Batgirl issue 1. Convergence Batman issue 1. Convergence Harley Quinn. Convergence Justice League. Convergence Nightwing. Speed Force. Superman. The Atom. The Question, and Titans. Now, this, to my knowledge, is for the week of April 8th, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, for the release. So tomorrow, if you were going to buy all of them, you're looking from somewhere around $45 to $50 with or without tax. That's also without the variants if you're into that kind of stuff, which I am, but for this, I can't. I will not be covering all the Convergence comics because it's extremely out of my budget, but I will be picking the ones I find interesting to read. If I'm lucky, maybe I can get all of them, but again, money plays a huge factor in this. But if you guys want to show support, come watch my live streams. Anyways, one last thing before I end off this little scratch and sniff review of Convergence Issue 0. At the end of the pages, which you are currently seeing, made me fanboy in a high-pitched squealing noise. There's a lot of stories that Convergence is going to be covering, and these in particular made me squeal so loudly. If you guys would like me to cover any of these, please feel free to let me know, and either I will cover them, or my friends who have a bit more knowledge on some of these topics will. Just an extreme FYI. I'll be covering a lot of runs and Elseworld titles, mainly because I love alternate universes and different timelines. Again, thank you guys so much for the support, I truly do appreciate it, and feel free to leave any kind of feedback in this video. Also, in future videos I will be doing a vlog to make it easier on showing you guys some of the panels and comics. I will also use my phone or a camera to take images and show them. Unless I find them online, then the colors will be extremely vibrant. Anyways, this concludes this video. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and again, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great week.